darkness again. Whiskey on the table, trouble under my skin. I heard the thunder whisper, boy, you're lost in your own fight. But there you were, like morning light after a long cold night. I broke things I should've loved, I ran when I should've stayed, left behind a trail of silence and every word I didn't say. But you stood at the border between mercy and my shame. Didn't try to change the weather, just walked with me through the rain. Even my darkness didn't push you away. You held me when my light had died and love refused to stay. But you stood at the border between mercy and my shame. Didn't try to change the weather, just walked with me through the rain. Even my darkness didn't push you away. You held me when my light had died and love refused to stay. You saw the man beneath the wreckage, didn't flinch or walk away. Even my darkness didn't chase your love away. I've been a ghost in daylight, hiding from my name, drowning in old stories, pointing fingers at the blame. But you with quiet patience, like blues drifting in the air, played the rhythm of forgiveness in a world that doesn't care. You knew the scars I carried, the ones I never showed. Still you kept on dancing slow when the music barely flowed. You never needed perfect, just the truth behind the eyes. And in your stillness, I found reasons not to lie. Even my darkness didn't push you away. You held the parts I feared the most and loved them anyway. Like a song that finds its meaning in the soul and not the play. Even my darkness couldn't send your heart astray. Baby, even my darkness didn't send you away. Bass rolls low and steady, drums lazy and raw. The music speaks where words fall short. So now when shadows call me, I don't have to run, 'cause you built a light around me that won't come undone. I still got demons dancing, but they don't lead the way. Not since your love taught me how to stay.
Through fire with silence in my soul, carried the weight of years I couldn't control. People passed by, eyes filled with doubt, turned their heads, never cared what I'm about. But you look deeper than the pain in my eyes, didn't flinch at the truth I tried to disguise. You saw me, not my scars, not the battles, not the broken parts. You held me like I wasn't torn, like I was whole since the day I was born. You saw light where others saw the dark. You saw me, not my scars. I wore shame like a second skin. Afraid of love, afraid to let it in. But your hands, so patient and kind, touch the places I tried to hide. No judgment in the way you stayed, no questions in the love you gave. You saw me, not my scars. You saw the music behind my silent bars. But your hands, so patient and kind, touch the places I tried to hide. No judgment in the way you stayed, no questions in the love you gave. There were nights I nearly fell apart, tangled in the ruins of my own heart. But your voice was a healing song, telling me I've been worthy all along. Now I rise, not from strength but grace, with your love carved deep in this face. I ain't hiding anymore from the past. You made me believe this pain won't last. You saw me, not my scars. You saw a soul reaching for the stars. You didn't need me to be brand new, you just needed me to be true. Now I walk free, no longer behind bars, 'cause you saw me, not my scars. You saw me, not my scars.
I walked in broken, full of rust and shame, heart full of thunder, no one else to blame. You saw the cracks, the scars I tried to hide, but you didn't flinch, you just stayed by my side. I was a mess of memories and doubt, burning bridges just to put the fire out. But your hands held no tools, no plans, no schemes. You just loved me real, no polished dreams. You never tried to fix me, baby, that's the truth. You never drew a blueprint, never asked for proof. You held my pieces like they were meant to be. You loved the wreckage, not the fantasy. No hammer in your hands, no strings to pull me right. You just whispered you're enough in the quiet of the night. You didn't see a project, you saw a man just free. You never tried to fix me, you just let me be me. I pushed you back with every haunted thought, tested your heart with every war I fought. But you didn't run, didn't raise your voice. You gave me space, but never took the choice. You said I don't need perfect, I just need real. And that line alone helped me start to heal. You saw the storms in my silent stare, but you never reached to change the air. And oh, that kind of love is rare and deep, the kind that rocks you gently while you weep. No rescue mission, no savior game, just a quiet kind of love that never needs to tame. You never tried to fix me, baby, that's the truth. You kissed the flaws and never tried to replace. You walked beside me, never a head or behind. You loved the red I was, not some redesign. No hammers, no chisels, no desperate plea, just a patient kind of soul who set me free. You didn't build me new, you set the shame loose. You never tried to fix me, you just let love do what it did. So if the world asks how I found my peace, I'll say your love gave my war a lease.
You held my shadows, let the light shine through. You never fixed me, babe, but somehow you made me new. I came to you a shattered soul, bruised by life with no control. I had no faith left to believe, but you saw more inside of me. I pushed, I ran, I disappeared. Still you whispered, I'm right here. No judgment in your gentle eyes, just quiet strength and patient light. You never asked me to pretend, you never tried to force the end. Through every breakdown, every fall, you stayed through it all. You loved me without conditions, no questions, no demands, no missions. You held my heart when it was cold. You gave me more than I could hold. In the silence, in the storms, you kept me safe, you kept me warm. You loved me without conditions, when I had nothing left to give at all. My shame like second skin, but you loved me from deep within. You saw the mess I tried to hide and called it beautiful with pride. I doubted every breath I took, but you read me like an open book. You didn't try to make me change, you stayed even when I was strange. You never fought to fix my soul, you loved me even half not whole. Through every silence, every scar, you loved me just the way things are. You loved me without conditions, no questions, no demands, no missions. You gave me grace when I felt small. You caught me every time I'd fall. With every tear, with every fight, you were my calm, you were my light. You loved me without conditions, even when I didn't love to love myself at all. I've been the storm, I've been the fire, I've burned down every heart's desire. You stood firm, you never fled. You loved me just the way things are. Now I see what I couldn't bend, a love that doesn't break, just bends. And if I live 1,000 days, I'll spend them learning how to say, you loved me without conditions, no borders, doubt, no definitions. And now I rise because you stayed. In every mess I ever made, you gave me peace, you gave me truth. You saw the best in not my youth. You loved me without conditions, and now I love you back through it all. You loved me, you loved me without conditions, when I had nothing left. Called it love. I used to walk through shadows, wearing masks I made alone, hiding all my broken pieces, like the world would never know. But you saw past the silence, you reached when no one dared. You didn't try to change me, you just stayed and you just cared. And I don't know what made you see something worth the fight in me, but every tear you wiped away built a brand new part of me. Your love taught me who I am, not what the world expects me to be. You held my hand when I had none, you stayed when I tried to leave. You loved me without a reason, you saw the truth beyond the shade. Your love, like fire through the rain, taught me how to say my name. I thought I had to earn it, like love was some reward. But you were there in silence when I slammed every door. I cursed my own reflection, you called it something brave. You kissed the parts I buried and led me from the grave. Now every scar becomes alive in the story that you made mine. I'm learning how to breathe again because you stayed through all the pain. Your love taught me who I am, not who they told me I should be. You called my name through all the noise and gave the strength to set me free. You loved me without permission, even when I turned away. Your love, the light that wouldn't fade, made me believe I'm worth the stay. Now I can stand, now I can feel, now I know love that's true and real. You didn't fix, you didn't force, you showed me I was never lost. Break gave me back my voice, you gave me back my soul. You gave me back the mirror where I finally saw it whole. Final taught me who I am, more than words could ever say. Through every fall you never ran, you stayed and showed the way. You loved me into being when I was too afraid to try. Your love, the reason I survived, taught me to live, not just to cry. Yeah, your love taught me who I am.
To chase a fading name, a ghost in empty space. I pushed you hard, I shut you out, but you stood still, never filled with doubt. I was broken glass in a lover's hand, sharp with anger you could barely stand. But through my rage and every fall, you whispered love through it all. You stayed when I was unlovable, when I was cold, when I was cruel. You didn't run, you didn't flinch, you held my pain with hands so true. The world had left, even I gave up, but somehow still I had your touch. You stayed. You stayed when I was unlovable. You saw through scars I tried to hide, through every lie and every time I cried. You gave me truth without a price, loved me raw without disguise. I tested love, I made it bleed, but you fed my soul, not just my need. When I was silenced, you were song, a patient heart that proved me wrong. You stayed when I was unlovable, when even I couldn't stand my name. You saw a light inside the dark, and never once did you place blame. I cursed the skies, I cursed the rain, but you stood firm through all my pain. You stayed. You stayed when I was unlovable. tear-stained eyes. You were the truth I couldn't recognize. Now every note I sing is yours. For every time you close the doors to the demons I let win, and chose to love the mess within. You stayed when I was unlovable, when loving me meant losing peace. You made me want to live again, to find the man beneath the grief. And now I rise because you stayed. Through every fear, through every blame, you stayed. Oh, you stayed when I was unlovable. You gave me grace when none remained, and now I love because you stayed.
I was a storm that never rested, a soul too bruised to dream again. I built my walls with broken questions, and turned away from every hand. But you stood in silence. You didn't force me into light. You waited through the thunder, with open arms through every night. Patient love, unchanging heart. You never let my damage tear us apart. When I was lost in who I couldn't be, you kept believing in the better me. You held your ground when I fell apart. Oh, patient love, unchanging heart. I gave you reasons just to leave me, sharp words that cut without a blade. But you saw pain beneath the chaos, and never once did you look away. You kissed my scars without a question, and healed the shame I tried to hide. You made my soul feel wanted, when even I had stepped aside. Patient love, unchanging heart. You saw my truth when I wore the dark. You didn't rush the healing in my soul. You gave me time to take control. You stayed so calm while I fell apart. Oh, patient love, unchanging heart. Now I'm standing on the ashes of the man I used to be. You never asked me to be perfect, you only asked me to be free. And I am now, because of you. I found my strength in loving you too. Patient love, unchanging heart. You turned my ruin into art. Where others ran, you chose to stay. You held the light to guide my way. No sweeter truth could ever start than your patient love, your unchanging heart. You are the calm in all I fear, the steady voice I always hear. Through every fall, you've done your part. My patient love, my unchanging heart. silence, lost in wounds I wouldn't show. Built a wall around my heart, too afraid to let it grow. You stood right there just outside, with no anger in your eyes. While I ran from every answer, you stayed still and let me cry. You never forced a single word, you just listened through the ache. Your love wasn't loud or perfect, it was real and it never breaks. The way you waited for me, like a sunrise waits for night. Never rushed, never pleaded, you just held the fading light. When I couldn't love myself, you still believed in who I'd be. I found heaven in your silence, in the way you waited for me. I had ghosts I wouldn't name, and dreams I thought had died. You saw colors in my canvas, when all I painted was the night. Where others walked away, you planted hope in my decay. And every scar I tried to hide, you kissed the pain away. No clock ever scared your heart, you gave time its sweetest grace. While the world passed me by, you stood in your sacred place. The way you waited for me, like a song waits for a voice. Never begged, never bargained, you just made the quiet choice. When I tore my world apart, you stayed whole enough for me. There was healing in your patience, in the way you waited for me. Now every breath I take is a vow I owe to you. For all the days you spent in silence, believing I'd break through. I was lost in my own shadow, but you loved me without shame. Now I wear your steady weight, like a proud and sacred name. Oh, the way you waited for me, lit the dark I couldn't see. Now I stand with trembling courage, cause your love stood strong for me. I will never take for granted what your patience helped me be. My soul was born again in the way you waited for me. You never walked away, even when I made you bleed. I'm finally who I am because of the way you waited for me. You waited for me. I was rusted deep, like an old freight train, running through memories, drowning in pain. My past was a whisper, cold and unkind. But you looked through the smoke, and what did you find? You never flinched when I broke down and cried. Didn't walk away when I stumbled or lied. You held my shame like it weighed nothing at all. Pulled me back gently each time I'd fall. Held my flinch when I broke down and cried. Didn't walk away when I stumbled or lied. You held my shame like it weighed nothing at all. Pulled me back gently each time I'd fall. Held by the gentlest soul I've ever known. In a world so loud, your silence felt like home. You never tried to change the cracks in me, just loved me deeper than the eye could see. Oh, I was lost, but never alone, when I was held by the gentlest soul. There were nights I'd curse the moon in the sky, throw bottles at shadows just passing me by. But you were there, still humming low, like a blues tune only angels know. There
nights I'd curse the moon in the sky, throw bottles at shadows just passing me by. But you were there, still humming low, like a blues tune only angels know. Spirit with hands full of grace, kissed every scar like it had a place. You didn't run from the ruin in me, you turned my mess into harmony. Held by the gentlest soul I've ever known, in a world so cruel, you gave me a home. Didn't ask for more than what I could give, just taught me how to breathe, to love, to live. I was broken but fully whole when I was held by the gentlest soul. Ain't no diamond could shine like your heart, baby. You held me, I ain't never letting go. Let the last note ring like peace after pain.
Broken glass on midnight streets, whiskey breath and shattered dreams, talking tough with a heart so weak, chasing ghosts I couldn't see. I pushed away the hands that fed, built a prison in my head. But through the storm you stood so still, you held me close against my will. Through my worst you still chose me, through the fire you didn't flee. You saw light where I saw nothing, loved the mess I swore was me. You stood strong when I came undone, you gave warmth where I gave none. Oh baby, through my worst you still chose me. I gave you silence when you needed words, turned sweet truth into bitter curves. I wore my pain like a second skin, and you loved me deep from deep within. You wiped my tears, I never cried, held my soul when I just lied. I threw my demons on your name, yet you never walked away in shame. Through my worst you still chose me, through my blues you stayed free. You found music in my madness, painted peace where I sowed sadness. You gave love without demand, touched my heart with patient hands. Oh baby, through my worst you still chose me. How did you see through the smoke and sin? How did you know there was good within? I was drowning slow in my own tide, but you pulled me back to life each time. I'm standing still a little bruised, but it's your love I never lose. You didn't fix me, didn't try, you just held me while I cried. not whole but true, and every breath I owe to you. Through my worst you still chose me. Through the dirt you saw free. You called me worth it in my ruins, made me believe I could begin. You're the light that made me see, the only truth that set me free. Oh darling, through my worst you still chose me. Yeah, through my worst you still chose me.